What happens when a soldier's skill in violence becomes too effective? For some of Australia's most dangerous soldiers, their deadly abilities have led them down unexpected paths. From the elite ranks of the SASR to grappling with the aftermath of their actions, these warriors have walked a thin line between hero and villain. Picture this: a team of Australian Special Forces soldiers, hearts pounding, silently infiltrate a Taliban stronghold under the cover of darkness. Their mission? Neutralize a high-value target. These aren't ordinary soldiers. They're members of Australia's elite units, the Special Air Service Regiment, SASR, and the 2nd Commando Regiment. What makes these soldiers so dangerous? It's not just their advanced weaponry or tactical prowess. It's their unparalleled training, honed skills, and willingness to engage in the most high-risk situations imaginable. They're the tip of the spear, trained to operate in environments where failure isn't an option. But what drives ordinary individuals to become these elite warriors? And at what cost do they achieve such lethal proficiency? The answers lie in a world few ever see, a world of extreme physical and mental challenges, where the line between right and wrong can blur in the heat of battle.
Australia's terror threat rising and heightened tensions in the region, it's more important than ever to have a fit-for-purpose army. So it is overhauling the way it trains its troops.
The transformation of an ordinary recruit into one of Australia's most dangerous soldiers is a process shrouded in secrecy and intensity. What exactly happens during this metamorphosis? The training regimen goes far beyond conventional military drills, subjecting candidates to a gauntlet of challenges designed to break them down and rebuild them as the ultimate fighting machines. The selection process for elite units like the Special Air Service Regiment, SASR, and the 2nd Commando Regiment is notoriously rigorous. It's not just about physical strength or combat skills. It's a comprehensive assessment of a candidate's mental fortitude, decision-making abilities, and capacity to function under extreme pressure. Recruits face a series of grueling physical tests that push their bodies to the absolute limit. But it's the psychological evaluations and combat simulations that truly separate the elite from the rest. These assessments are designed to identify individuals who can maintain composure and make split-second decisions in life-or-death situations. Once selected, the real training begins. The curriculum is vast and unforgiving, covering everything from advanced marksmanship and hand-to-hand combat to tactical driving and intelligence gathering. Each soldier becomes a specialist in multiple disciplines, capable of adapting to any combat scenario. Sleep deprivation is a constant companion during training. Recruits learn to function on minimal rest, sometimes going days with only a few hours of sleep. This isn't just about building endurance, it's about training the mind to remain sharp and focused, even when the body is screaming for rest. Physical exertion reaches extreme levels. Trainees might find themselves carrying heavy loads over long distances, performing complex tasks under fire, or navigating treacherous terrain in harsh weather conditions. The goal is to push their bodies beyond perceived limits, instilling the belief that they can always go further, always do more. Psychological stress is perhaps the most challenging aspect of the training. Recruits are subjected to intense pressure, forced to make difficult decisions with incomplete information and dire consequences. They learn to control fear, manage stress, and maintain clarity of thought in chaotic situations. Realistic combat simulations are a crucial component of the training. These exercises replicate the high-pressure scenarios soldiers might face in actual combat, allowing them to practice their skills in conditions that closely mimic real-world operations. The level of realism in these simulations can be shocking, designed to desensitize soldiers to the violence they may encounter and prepare them for the psychological impact of combat. This intense training regimen doesn't just create lethal soldiers, it forges unbreakable bonds between team members. Trainees learn to trust each other implicitly, knowing that their lives may one day depend on the skills and decisions of their comrades. This sense of brotherhood becomes a cornerstone of their identity as elite warriors. The psychological impact of this training is profound and lasting. Soldiers undergo a fundamental shift in their mindset, learning to navigate the complex moral landscape of combat. They develop a heightened awareness of their surroundings, an ability to remain calm in chaos, and a willingness to make difficult decisions under pressure. However, this transformation comes at a cost. The intensity of the training can leave lasting physical and mental scars. Soldiers may struggle with the weight of their experiences, grappling with the moral implications of their actions long after their service has ended. Throughout their careers, these elite soldiers engage in continuous training to stay at the forefront of military tactics and techniques. The learning never stops, ensuring that Australia's most dangerous soldiers remain adaptable, effective, and lethal in an ever-changing global security landscape. However, the transition from training to combat reveals a stark truth. No amount of preparation can fully simulate the chaos of real warfare, when split-second decisions mean the difference between life and death. How do Australia's most dangerous soldiers navigate the moral minefield of modern combat? The 2nd Commando Regiment of Australia has faced this reality head-on, experiencing more violence and casualties than any other branch of the Australian Defence Force. This statistic alone paints a vivid picture of the intense and perilous nature of their missions. As these elite soldiers step onto the battlefield, they quickly realize that the controlled environments of their training exercises pale in comparison to the unpredictable and often brutal realities of war. In the theaters of Afghanistan and Iraq, Australian Special Forces units found themselves at the forefront of some of the most challenging and dangerous operations. Their missions often involved high-stakes objectives, such as neutralizing Taliban leadership and bomb makers. These tasks, while crucial to military strategy, place soldiers in extremely volatile situations, where the line between combatant and civilian could blur in an instant. The psychological impact of such intense combat experiences is profound. One soldier recounted a harrowing incident where he had to collect body parts after an IED explosion. This grim task, far removed from the sanitized versions of warfare often portrayed in media, underscores the raw and visceral nature of their experiences. It's these moments that test not only a soldier's physical training, but also their mental resilience and moral compass. The effectiveness of their rigorous training is evident in their performance on the battlefield. However, the realities of combat often present scenarios that no training can fully prepare for. Soldiers frequently find themselves making life-altering decisions in fractions of a second. One such instance was described by a soldier who shot a spectator believed to be Taliban during a critical moment in combat. These split-second judgments, made under extreme pressure, can haunt a soldier long after the dust of battle has settled. The moral complexities faced by these elite warriors are exemplified in one soldier's philosophy on violence. He emphasized the need to end bad people without becoming evil himself. This delicate balance highlights the constant internal struggle these soldiers face. They must be effective in their missions, often requiring lethal force, while simultaneously maintaining their humanity and moral integrity. Despite their extensive training, the transition from simulated exercises to real combat scenarios is stark. The violence encountered in war zones often differs significantly from what soldiers experience during training. This disconnect can lead to psychological challenges as soldiers grapple with the harsh realities of their actions and experiences. Furthermore, there's often a significant gap between the public's perception of military operations and the actual violence occurring in conflict zones. Many soldiers note that civilians are largely unaware of the true nature and extent of violence in modern warfare. This disconnect can lead to challenges for soldiers as they attempt to reintegrate into civilian life, carrying with them experiences that few can truly understand. The high casualty rates among Special Forces units like the 2nd Commando Regiment are a testament to the dangerous nature of their work. These statistics, while sobering, also speak to the level of commitment and sacrifice these soldiers make in service of their country. Each casualty represents not just a loss to the military, but a profound impact on families, communities, and the psyche of fellow soldiers. As these elite soldiers navigate the complexities of modern warfare, they must constantly balance their training, their mission objectives, and their personal moral codes. The challenges they face extend far beyond the physical dangers of combat. They must make decisions that can have far-reaching consequences, often with incomplete information and under extreme duress. Among these elite soldiers, one man's actions would redefine the limits of close-quarters combat. What drives a soldier to confront an enemy with nothing but his bare hands? The story of Sergeant Paul Cale challenges our understanding of modern warfare and the human capacity for controlled violence. Sergeant Paul Cale, a founding member of Australia's 2nd Commando Regiment, epitomizes the term dangerous soldier. His career reached a pivotal moment in 2013 during a high-stakes mission that would later capture global attention. In a testament to his extraordinary combat skills, Kale strangled a Taliban leader with his bare hands, an act that not only demonstrated his lethal abilities, but also highlighted the extreme nature of Special Forces operations. This intense encounter became a defining moment in Kale's military career, propelling him into the spotlight and cementing his reputation as one of Australia's most formidable warriors. However, the incident was more than just a display of physical prowess. It was a culmination of Kale's deep-seated philosophy on violence and combat. Kale's approach to conflict is rooted in a complex understanding of human aggression. His childhood experiences of being bullied led him to martial arts and ultimately to the military, where he sought to gain control and understanding of violence. This background shaped his belief that confronting violence head-on is sometimes necessary to stop it. As Kale himself states, the solution to bullying is learn how to stop bullies. How do you stop bullies? You talk to them in the same language they speak. This philosophy has translated into a unique and highly effective approach to close-quarters combat. Kale has developed an instinctive model that he now teaches to elite special forces around the world. His method emphasizes the importance of thriving in violent situations rather than fearing them, a mindset that has proven invaluable in high-pressure combat scenarios. Kale's teachings go beyond simple physical techniques. He focuses on developing a mindset that allows soldiers to function effectively in the most stressful and dangerous situations imaginable. This approach has revolutionized the way many Special Forces units train and operate, making Kale's influence felt far beyond his own missions. The impact of Kale's experiences and teachings on military training worldwide cannot be overstated. His methods have been adopted by elite units across the globe, reshaping approaches to close-quarters combat and soldier preparation. By sharing his knowledge, Kale has effectively multiplied his impact, creating generations of soldiers better equipped to handle the complexities of modern warfare. However, Kale's relationship with violence is not straightforward. He grapples with the moral implications of state-sanctioned violence, acknowledging its necessity in certain contexts while remaining acutely aware of its consequences. This internal struggle is evident in his statement about the military's role. No, that's not what the military is for. That's a job the military does. This nuanced view highlights Kale's belief that while force is a primary function of the military, it's not its sole purpose. Kale's story raises important questions about the nature of modern warfare and the psychological impact of close combat on soldiers. His experiences offer a rare insight into the mind of an elite warrior, revealing the complex interplay between training, instinct, and moral considerations in life-or-death situations. The legacy of Sergeant Paul Kale extends far beyond his individual actions. His approach to combat and violence has influenced military doctrine, training methods, and the way special forces operate around the world. Yet, his story also serves as a stark reminder of the harsh realities faced by elite soldiers and the profound physical and psychological challenges they must overcome. Beyond the psychological fortitude required for combat lies another critical factor in a soldier's lethality: their arsenal. How do Australia's most dangerous soldiers leverage advanced weaponry to maintain their edge in modern warfare? The effectiveness of Australia's elite soldiers isn't solely determined by their rigorous training and mental resilience. Their combat prowess is significantly enhanced by the sophisticated weaponry at their disposal. The Australian Defence Force, ADF, equips its special forces with a diverse array of cutting-edge firearms and support weapons, each designed to provide a tactical advantage in various combat scenarios. At the heart of the Australian soldier's arsenal is the enhanced F-88 Austere, EF-88, the standard service rifle that has been a mainstay since the late 1980s. This bullpup-style rifle offers compactness without sacrificing accuracy or firepower, making it ideal for the diverse environments in which Australian forces operate. The EF-88's versatility allows soldiers to adapt quickly to changing combat situations, from close-quarters engagements to longer-range firefights. However, for Australia's most elite units, such as the Special Air Service Regiment, SASR, and the 2nd Commando Regiment, the armory extends far beyond the standard issue rifle. These special forces often utilize advanced weapon systems like the M4 carbine and the HK-416. These firearms offer superior modularity, allowing operators to customize their weapons for specific mission requirements. The ability to rapidly switch between different optics, suppressors, and other attachments gives these dangerous soldiers a significant edge in unpredictable combat scenarios. For precision engagements, Australian Special Forces rely on high-powered sniper rifles like the SR-25. These weapons enable skilled marksmen to engage targets at extreme distances, providing crucial long-range support and intelligence-gathering capabilities. The combination of these rifles with advanced optics and ammunition allows Australian snipers to operate effectively in various environments, from urban settings to rugged mountainous terrain. Support weapons play a vital role in the arsenal of Australia's dangerous soldiers. The F-89 Minimi, a light machine gun, offers sustained firepower in both offensive and defensive operations. Its high rate of fire and portability make it an invaluable asset in maintaining fire's superiority during intense engagements. Similarly, the MAG-58 general-purpose machine gun provides heavy suppressive fire, enabling Australian forces to control the battlefield and protect their comrades during critical moments. The ADF's commitment to maintaining a powerful defense capability is evident in its investment in modern weaponry. The acquisition of M1A1 Abrams tanks and advanced artillery systems, like the M77A 155mm howitzer, demonstrates Australia's dedication to fielding a well-rounded and formidable military force. These heavy weapon systems, while not directly wielded by individual soldiers, provide crucial fire support and enhance the overall combat effectiveness of Australian units. The advanced nature of these weapon systems raises important ethical considerations. The increased lethality and precision of modern military technology can potentially reduce collateral damage and civilian casualties when used responsibly. However, it also places a greater burden on soldiers to make split-second decisions with far-reaching consequences. The power to engage targets at extreme ranges or to deliver overwhelming firepower comes with the responsibility to ensure that such force is applied judiciously and in accordance with international laws of war. Moreover, the proliferation of advanced military technology has sparked debates about the changing nature of warfare and the potential for technological asymmetry in conflicts. As developed nations like Australia continue to invest in cutting-edge weaponry, there are concerns about the widening gap between their military capabilities and those of potential adversaries or non-state actors. This disparity can lead to complex geopolitical dynamics and raise questions about the long-term implications of technological superiority in military engagements. The proficiency with which Australia's most dangerous soldiers wield these advanced weapons further cements their status as elite warriors. Their ability to effectively utilize a wide range of firearms and support weapons in diverse and challenging environments sets them apart from conventional forces. This expertise is the result of countless hours of training, real-world combat experience, and a deep understanding of the capabilities and limitations of their equipment. However, it's crucial to recognize that the true danger of these soldiers lies not just in their advanced weaponry, but in their ability to integrate these tools with their tactical skills, situational awareness, and decision-making abilities. The most sophisticated weapon is only as effective as the individual wielding it, and Australia's elite forces excel in combining their advanced arsenal with their exceptional training and combat experience. While Australia's special forces are revered for their exceptional abilities, a darker side of their operations has come to light. The release of the Brereton Report in 2020 exposed a shocking reality that challenges our perception of these elite warriors. This comprehensive investigation revealed that 25 Australian Defence Force personnel were implicated in the alleged murders of 39 civilians and prisoners during operations in Afghanistan. The report's findings sent shockwaves through the military and civilian communities alike, raising serious questions about the conduct of Australia's most dangerous soldiers in the field. It criticized a pervasive warrior culture within the Special Air Service, SAS, highlighting issues of deceit and resistance to inquiries from superiors regarding the alleged war crimes. these revelations have significant implications for the reputation of the Australian military, particularly its Special Forces units. The image of highly trained, disciplined soldiers operating with precision and respect for the laws of war has been tarnished. Instead, the report paints a picture of some operators who, in the heat of battle, allegedly crossed ethical lines that should never be breached. The psychological toll of special operations can be immense, and the Brereton report sheds light on how this pressure can potentially lead to ethical breaches. The intense and chaotic environment of combat, combined with the high-stakes nature of Special Forces missions, can blur the lines between right and wrong for even the most well-trained soldiers. Professor Kevin Foster's statement that no military that's worth its name can forget that it's in the business of delivering force highlights the inherent tension in military operations. While the use of force is an essential aspect of warfare, it must be balanced with adherence to ethical standards and international laws of war. The allegations in the Brereton report suggest that in some instances, this balance was not maintained. The report's findings underscore a critical challenge faced by modern militaries: how to maintain operational effectiveness while ensuring strict adherence to ethical standards and international laws. This tension is particularly acute for Special Forces units, which often operate in gray areas and face split-second decisions with life-or-death consequences. The alleged actions described in the Brereton report raise profound questions about the nature of military training and culture. How can a military institution instill the necessary aggression and combat readiness in its elite soldiers, while also ensuring they maintain their moral compass in the most challenging circumstances? This balance is crucial not only for ethical reasons, but also for the long-term effectiveness and legitimacy of military operations. The implications of the Brereton report extend beyond the immediate legal and disciplinary actions. It calls for a fundamental reevaluation of the culture within elite military units. The report indicates a need for a significant cultural shift within the Australian Defence Force to address issues of accountability and ethical conduct in military operations. This scandal serves as a stark reminder that even the most highly trained and respected soldiers are not immune to the moral pitfalls of warfare. It highlights the importance of robust oversight, clear ethical guidelines, and ongoing psychological support for those who serve in the most demanding and high-pressure military roles. The Brereton report's findings also underscore the importance of transparency and accountability in military operations. While some aspects of Special Forces activities must remain classified for operational security, there must be mechanisms in place to ensure that ethical breaches are identified, reported, and addressed promptly. As Australia grapples with the fallout from these allegations, the broader international community is watching closely. The response to this crisis will likely influence global perceptions of the Australian military and could potentially impact future international military collaborations and operations. The fallout from military operations extends far beyond international relations. As dangerous soldiers transition from combat zones to civilian streets, a critical question emerges. Is a peaceful life possible for those trained to be lethal? The answer may reveal surprising truths about the human capacity for change and the true cost of warfare. For Australia's most dangerous soldiers, the journey home marks the beginning of a new battle, one fought not with weapons, but with the challenges of reintegration into civilian society. The transition from the high-stakes, adrenaline-fueled world of special operations to the relative calm of everyday life can be a jarring experience, often leaving these elite warriors feeling out of place and struggling to find their footing. The psychological impact of their military service can be profound and long-lasting. Many veterans grapple with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and moral injury, conditions that manifest in various ways, from nightmares and anxiety to difficulty in maintaining relationships. These invisible wounds of war can make the simplest tasks of civilian life feel overwhelming, creating a disconnect between the soldiers' experiences and the world they've returned to. For some, like Paul Cale, the transition involves finding ways to utilize their unique skill set in civilian contexts. Cale has transitioned into a training role, sharing his expertise with new generations of soldiers and law enforcement personnel. This approach allows veterans to continue serving their country while also providing a sense of purpose and continuity with their military experience. However, It's not without its challenges. As Kale notes, "I don't sleep much. Can't you tell? I don't have nightmares or anything. I just don't sleep." This offhand comment reveals the lingering effects of a career spent in high-stress, high-stakes situations. The reintegration of these highly trained individuals into society raises broader questions about the long-term impacts of military service on both the individual and the community. How does a society effectively support those who have been trained to operate in extreme conditions? The answer to this question has far-reaching implications for mental health services, employment programs, and even social cohesion. One of the most significant challenges faced by returning soldiers is adjusting to the routine of civilian life. The structured, mission-oriented nature of military service can make the open-ended nature of civilian life feel directionless and unfulfilling. Many veterans struggle to find meaning in jobs that don't provide the same sense of purpose or camaraderie they experienced in the military. The memories of combat, both the intensity of the action and the moral complexities faced, can be difficult to reconcile with civilian life. Veterans may find themselves constantly on alert, struggling to relax in environments that others find perfectly safe. This hypervigilance, while necessary in combat zones, can be exhausting and isolating in civilian contexts. For elite soldiers, their unique experiences can create an additional layer of separation from civilian society. The intense bonds formed within Special Forces units and the classified nature of many of their operations can make it difficult to connect with those who haven't shared similar experiences. This can lead to feelings of isolation and a tendency to withdraw from social interactions. However, it's important to note that many veterans successfully navigate the transition to civilian life, finding ways to apply their skills and experiences in positive ways. Some, like Kale, become trainers or consultants, while others enter fields like emergency services or disaster response, where their ability to perform under pressure is highly valued. The reintegration of these dangerous soldiers also presents opportunities for society to benefit from their unique perspectives and abilities. Their experiences can provide valuable insights into conflict resolution, leadership, and resilience. By effectively supporting their transition, communities can tap into a wealth of knowledge and skills that can contribute to various sectors of society. The challenges faced by returning soldiers highlight the need for comprehensive support systems that address not only the immediate needs of veterans, but also the long-term implications of their service. This includes mental health services tailored to the unique experiences of combat veterans, employment programs that recognize and value military skills, and community initiatives that foster understanding and acceptance of veterans' experiences. As militaries adapt to new global challenges, the definition of a dangerous soldier is being rewritten. Australia's combat strategy has evolved from pure firepower to a more nuanced approach, reflecting a broader shift in modern warfare. This transformation goes beyond tactical changes, touching on the very essence of what makes a soldier effective in today's complex conflicts. The Australian military's experiences in Afghanistan have been pivotal in reshaping its approach to warfare, recognizing the limitations of traditional combat-focused strategies. There has been a significant shift towards incorporating counterinsurgency tactics and prioritizing engagement with local populations. This evolution reflects a growing understanding that military success in modern conflicts requires more than just superior firepower and combat skills. Professor Kevin Foster highlights a crucial aspect of this transformation. While violence is central to military operations, there is a recognition that militaries must engage with local cultures and communities to be effective in the long term. This insight underscores the complex nature of modern warfare, where cultural understanding and relationship building have become as important as combat prowess. The transition towards a counterinsurgency approach represents a fundamental change in military thinking. It acknowledges that long-term success in conflict zones depends on winning the trust and support of local populations, not just defeating enemy combatants. This shift has profound implications for how soldiers are trained and deployed, emphasizing skills that go beyond traditional combat capabilities. In this new paradigm, the concept of a dangerous soldier takes on new dimensions. While physical combat skills remain crucial, there's an increasing emphasis on abilities such as language proficiency, cultural awareness, and diplomatic skills. The most effective soldiers in this context are those who can navigate complex social and political landscapes, often operating in gray areas where the lines between friend and foe are blurred. The Brereton Report, which investigated alleged war crimes committed by Australian Special Forces in Afghanistan, serves as a stark reminder of the ethical challenges faced in modern conflicts. It highlights the need for a delicate balance between maintaining combat effectiveness and adhering to international laws and ethical standards. This balance is particularly crucial for Special Forces units, who often operate in high-pressure, morally ambiguous situations. As a result of these experiences and revelations, the Australian military has been adapting its training and deployment strategies. There's a growing focus on equipping soldiers with the necessary skills to operate effectively in complex environments. This includes enhanced cultural and language training, as well as a greater emphasis on ethical decision-making in high-stress situations. The future role of dangerous soldiers in an era of changing warfare tactics and technologies is likely to continue evolving. As conflict zones become increasingly complex, with the lines between military and civilian spaces blurring, the skills that define an effective soldier are expanding. Future elite warriors may need to be as adept at navigating cultural nuances and information warfare as they are at traditional combat skills. Advanced technologies are also reshaping the battlefield, introducing new dimensions to warfare. Cyber warfare, unmanned systems, and artificial intelligence are becoming increasingly prevalent, requiring soldiers to develop new skill sets. The dangerous soldier of the future may be as proficient in coding and data analysis as they are in marksmanship and hand-to-hand combat. However, as warfare evolves, there's a risk of losing sight of the human element. While technology and new tactics are important, the core qualities that have always defined elite soldiers, courage, resilience, adaptability, and leadership, remain crucial. The challenge lies in integrating these traditional virtues with the new skills required for modern conflicts. The legacy of Australia's most dangerous soldiers is a complex tapestry of heroism and controversy. Their exceptional skills and sacrifices have undoubtedly shaped the nation's military prowess, yet recent revelations have cast a shadow over their reputation. As Paul Cale reflects, "We all lose a piece of ourselves over there, but you mend that, and the end product can probably be better than what you started with." This sentiment captures the ongoing transformation of military conduct, as lessons learned from past conflicts reshape training and tactics. The evolving nature of warfare raises profound questions about the future role of elite soldiers. Will their expertise in violence remain relevant in conflicts that increasingly prioritize cultural understanding and technological proficiency? Ultimately, these dangerous soldiers embody both the strength and the moral complexities of modern warfare, leaving an indelible mark on Australia's national identity and forcing a re-evaluation of what it means to be a warrior in the 21st century.